in about 18 minutes.
And Drew Carney is out and about this morning. He's live in Salem for a soapbox derby. They're already going. We're going to check in on the races when we come back.
Weather brought to you by Tire
Fix and tell you what to look for in your own fridge.
And Drew Carney is with some soapbox racers down in Salem, gearing up for a big weekend.
I'm coming at you this morning. I'm assuming you can hear me, Russ and Brenda. We're battling the elements on a wet soapbox derby track, but this is all in an effort to let our viewers know about the best in the classic. It's coming to Salem. Hey, how'd you catch up to me? That's pretty good. The best in the West Classic coming to Salem this weekend. Our preview next on Newschannel to Sunrise. I was winning that race at one point.
Tonight.
Welcome back on a Wednesday at 6:25. Drew's been cruising in the state capitol this morning with the Salem Soapbox Derby racers.
He's been racing, and I believe he's 0 for 2 at this point.
Well,
the kids are just killing him out there.
Love being the statistician, don't you, Rush? You love keeping track of the records. Hey, it's all about the kids, right? How could I finish ahead of the kids this morning? Salem Soapbox Derby is what we're talking about. Their annual Best in the West Classic is this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. You can find the racing action right here. We're standing on the only dedicated soapbox derby track on the entire West Coast, gang. So this is pretty cool stuff. Again, the Best in the West Classic is this weekend. An even bigger race next month, June the 13th. That'll be the local championships, and that will determine who goes to Akron, Ohio in July for the World Soapbox Derby Championships. Akron representatives from last year, be on this side of the camera with me this morning. We've got the cars here, but we need the drivers as well, and I believe it was Tucker, and I believe it was Cameron. And I believe it was, don't you even think about telling me, Cullen, correct? Now, turn around. Now, you still got your, you got to look at the camera this morning there, Cameron. And you guys need to smile this morning. Are you not happy about the Soapbox Derby races? Does this not excite you from inside to out?
It does, but I'm freezing.
Yes, it is cold. That's a good thing to point out this morning. Look at this. I wore the wrong darn shoes this morning. I'm going to be wringing my socks out before the next segment. I do want to ask you real quickly, Tucker, how long does it take? You build these cars with the help of your parents, I'm assuming. Maybe you do it yourself.
I built my car all by myself.
Look at you. How long does it take to put together a soapbox derby car like some of the ones we're seeing behind us?
It can take from a week up to a few months.
And you did it in how many hours?
I did it in like a week.
Very good. Very good. So she built the car herself. She's hoping to go back to Akron. She could do so by placing well next month at the local championships. But again, the big story today is what's happening this weekend. The Best in the West Classic. We'll preview that. Coming down the track, not only will I be in a car in 20 minutes, but Camera Steve getting into a car, so we're racing side by side down the track. You'll see what it looks like from the driver's perspective. Stay tuned for that. And don't stop smiling. Russ and Brenda, back to you.
You can only have so much fun when it's that cold out there, right? And you're wet.
It's a slicker.
Thanks, Drew.
Coming up next at it's 6:41 this morning. Drew, I guess we could say he's off to the races. A soapbox race down in Salem.
On your marks, get set, go this morning. Yes, we are talking about Soapbox Derby here in Salem. Big event coming up this weekend. The Best in the West Classic. How do we get ready for that? We do it this way. Me and my photographer, Steve Hansen, in separate cars, heading down the track at the same time, live on TV. We'll do it next on Newschannel to Sunrise.
It's 6:45. A ton of work goes into a soapbox race car, and a lot of work goes into training to drive one of those.
And then someone like Drew just hops in and gives it a shot. He's been doing that all morning. But this is the big race we've been waiting for between Camera Steve and Drew. This should be a good one.
Yes. I have no idea how this segment is going to turn out, guys. I think we're about to make television history here this morning, if I'm not mistaken. Someone can send me an email if I'm misstating it here, but never before in the history of live television has a cameraman and his reporter driven down a soapbox derby racetrack at the same time, again, live on TV. But we're about to do it right now. Is this going to move? Okay, wait. Look at this real quick. Russ and Brenda. Camera. Look, that's Camera Steve. We can't show him for very long.
There he is.
It's not... It's not in the contract, but there he was, a glimpse of the man in the soapbox derby car. He's going to have to steer this with one hand and hold the big camera on the shoulder in the other as we race around the track together.
He should get a head start.
Now, before we get going here this morning, and you guys can still hear me, right?
Right.
Okay. Before we get going, I should point out that Saturday and Sunday you can check out the Best in the West Classic. A great 2 days of soapbox derby racing out here in Salem. This, by the way, the only dedicated soapbox derby racetrack on the West Coast. I've said that many times this morning, but to me, that's a very cool thing. So let's put this track to the test, shall we? And I'm told that probably the more weight in the car, the faster it may go down the track. In other words, Steve's going to pass me here pretty quickly.
Then how have you lost every race against the kids
Steve,
this
if you pass me, that's a good point, Russ. God, that Russ is smart. Okay, when you get past me, Steve, I'm thinking you should just look ahead and we'll show the viewers at home what it looks like when you're heading down the track here in Salem. Okay, everyone ready? On your marks, get set, let's move forward this morning. Okay, here we are down the track. You start out slow enough, and I'm still ahead of you, Steve. You better catch up because I've got some speed on my side. But at some point here, you pick up about 30 miles an hour. There is a brake attached to the car, but you're not supposed to use it until you get to the bottom. Steve, why are you so slow? Don't make me look back like this.
He's drifting into your lane.
I can't find the brake again. Where is the brake? I'm going to still hear me. Oh, there goes Jared Youngers. I'm trying to slow down for you. I'm trying to slow down.
The signal.
Come on. Come on.
Come on, Steve.
Come on. Here we are. That's the finish line.
Oh.
And there he is. Steve Hansen, my photographer extraordinaire. In dead last place.
Very nice.
Hey, we did it.
The only guy you could beat.
History made this morning. History was made this morning. There we have it. A live look coming down the soapbox derby track in Salem. Stop moving. Hi, Steve. Nice job this morning. We're having a moment, the two of us. Should we do that off camera and send it back to you?
Yeah.
Russ and Brenda, back to you.
You need more time.
I think Steve sacrificed race position for camera position there.
Well, he is a photog through and through.
Yes, he wanted the shot from behind as Drew went away.
He's a professional.
Thanks, guys. Great job. Okay, Nick, for the big race, you got to dry it out a little bit for those guys.
Yesterday, we'll see how investors did in overnight trading.
And Drew Carney is out and about. He is live in Salem this morning, getting ready for the 15th annual Best in the West Classic Soapbox Derby. Or are they going to do the big reveal there? Everybody's got their rigs covered up.